And in that mission, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would have some problems. And whenever he would run into problems, Allah would send some of His instructions, His words, His advice, His counsel, His wisdom to help the Prophet. So for example, Allah's Messenger is talking to the business people from Quraysh. Allah would send him the story of Shu'aib, and he talked to business people. Right? So for the Prophet, it's not just a story. What is he using that as? A case study for how to talk to Quraysh. You understand? If you and I don't put ourselves in the struggle of the Prophet, because the Prophet's mission, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his mission is not over. As he was leaving, he said, now it's your mission. بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً فَلْيُبَلِّغِ شَاهِدُ الْغَائِبَ. Then the one who's here should deliver it to someone who's not here. We have to carry the message of Islam. We have to carry that message. So our life has now become a mission. And when our life becomes a mission, then Qur'an will become relevant to us. If your life is not a mission, if you don't take on the mission that the Prophet himself took on, and you take some part of it, you can't do everything, you take some part of it, then you'll start seeing Qur'an in a different light. It'll be something completely different to you. Now I have 10 minutes left. And this 10 minutes, imagine you heard nothing today. This 10 minutes is completely different. This is a completely different conversation with you guys. I want to tell you that some people, they live their life worshipping different things. Some people worship their body. They'll take care of their diet, they'll work out every day, they'll look at themselves in the mirror every chance they get. They worship their physical self. Some people worship their athletic ability. That's all they think about. Some people worship their career. Some people worship their investments. Some people worship their appearance. Some people worship their entertainment. Some people worship their car. Literally, their car. Some people worship their Apple products. They do. Some people worship their video games. Some people worship their and people count things. Allah says about the Qur'an, هُوَ خَيْرٌ مِمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. It's better than what you're gathering. Specifically, He didn't say it's better than your money. The Qur'an is better than your money. He said Qur'an is better than what you're gathering. The word gathering is really cool. Because you know what people do, right? People gather, back in the day, geeks used to gather stamps and coins. And people gather baseball cards, then the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and Yu-Yu Hakusei and Pokemon, and right? All these other, I've learned so much Japanese over the last few years. Right? People gather video games, people gather movie collections, people gather Facebook friends, people gather YouTube hits. People gather things. People gather money. Money is an obvious one, right? People gather awards, championship rings, certificates, certifications, right? Titles. People gather these things. We spend our life gathering stuff. Allah says if you can have Qur'an, is better than anything else you're gathering. Gather Qur'an, collect surahs, memorize them, learn them, internalize them. It's better than anything you gather. But this 10-minute conversation, it started with, there are people that worship things. What that means is the most important thing in their life is something. Either it's their body, or their clothes, or their money, or their car, or their shoes, or their house, or their children, or their business, or their career, or their reputation, or their political standing. But this one thing becomes the obsession of their life. That's all they think about. For a Muslim, there's nothing wrong with having a nice car, nice clothes, taking care of your body. All of these things are fine. But that's not why we're living. That's not the mission of our life. The mission of our life is the mission of the Prophet ﷺ. He gave us a mission already. All of these things are only there like recess at work. You know how you take a 30-minute break at work? We came to this earth to put ourselves to work. And then in the break you can enjoy some good things Allah gave you. So you can refresh yourself, regather your energy, so you can go back to work and get to work again. But we were here to work. The message of the Qur'an is this. That's the summary of it. You and I are slaves of Allah. That means we are on a mission. We can enjoy this world, but we don't live in this world for it. And there are many Muslims, a good majority of Muslims, who don't live their life as a mission. They live their life for their house, or for their children, or for their clothes, or for their reputation, or for their social standing. And they live their lives for their careers or their businesses. They live their lives for them. And there are those who have good family, good business, good house, and all, but they don't live for those things. They live for something much more important. You have to ask yourself who you are. I can't answer that for myself. I can only answer that for myself. And I have to check the answer every now and then. I have to keep going back and check that answer. But only you can ask that question of yourself and answer that for yourself. What do you live for? And if you want to ask yourself that question honestly, remember this Arabic expression. The Arabs have a saying. مَنْ أَحَبَّ شَيْئًا ذَكَرَهُ كَثِيرًا. Whoever loves something, they remember it a lot. They think about it a lot. Whatever you live for is what you think about all the time. Maybe it's work, you're always thinking about work. Maybe it's business, always thinking about business. Maybe it's your college, always thinking about college. Where are you going to graduate? Maybe it's that girl you want to marry, always thinking about her. Can't get your mind off her. That happens too, right? That happens too. Maybe it's your kids, always thinking about your kids. Maybe your kids got married and you're thinking, you're a mother-in-law and you're always thinking about how much you hate his wife. Right? And how she took your son away. And how she's raising her, your grandchildren in a way you don't like. That happens too. Sometimes people just get obsessed with something and that's all they live for. And they kill themselves that way. We will find real peace when we become a small part of the mission of Allah's Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we teach our children, our families to become part of that mission. And then we recite the Qur'an, which is there to help us along that mission. That's what it's supposed to do. Then everything in life will become sweet. Last bit. I share these 10 minutes, the last part of this 10 minutes. Allah complains in the Qur'an, He destroyed many nations, right? And He made a complaint in the Qur'an, in Surah Yunus. How come not a single nation that I sent a messenger to listen to the messenger? Except the nation of Yunus. He makes the exception of Yunus, right? But He makes a complaint in the Qur'an. How come not a single one listened to the messenger? And if they only listened to the messenger, I would have لَمَتَّعْنَاهُمْ, we would have provided them, basically, I'll translate it properly, we would have hooked them up. We would have hooked them up. They would have lived it up in this world. They would have had everything if they just listened to me. Because then, please listen to this, the world would be in their hands, not in their hearts. For a lot of people, the world is in here, even if it's not in here. We're supposed to be people, dunya is in our hands. Has no place in our hearts. Our hearts have a bigger problem, a bigger concern, a bigger agenda, a bigger mission. May Allah make us a people of that bigger mission. Ameen. Ya Rabbana nawwir qulubana bi nur al-Qur'an. Our Master, make our hearts full of light with the light of the Qur'an. May Allah Azza wa Jal instill a love, أدخل في قلوبنا حب القرآن يا رب العالمين. Enter into our hearts a love of the Book of Allah, a love of the Qur'an. وَاجْعَلْهُ لَنَا إِمَامًا وَنُورًا وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً. And make it for us a leader, and a guide, and a light, and a source of mercy. Allah says, قَدْ جَاءَتْكُمْ مَوْعِظَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَشِفَاءٌ لِمَا فِي الصُّدُورِ. A heart-penetrating advice has come to you from Allah. Qur'an should go inside your heart, where the disease is. The medicine should go where the disease is, right? So it should go inside. And once it goes inside, when the medicine goes inside where the disease is, what does it do? It cures. وَشِفَاءٌ. And it cures what is inside the chest. Where you and I are heart patients. And the Qur'an goes in, and it starts curing. And when it starts curing, now Allah says, now you can follow my guidance. وَهُدًى. And it's a means by which you can follow a path, a guidance. Now you start following Allah's guidance once the disease has been cured. Now you deserve Allah's mercy. So He says, وَرَحْمَةً لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And a mercy for those who believe. The ayah began with people. Ya ayyuhan nas. People, counsel has come to you that goes inside the heart and cures. And it ended with, it's a mercy for believers. You know what that means? The invitation is for all, but the mercy will only be for those who accept it and actually believe. Allahumma ja'alna min al-mu'mineen. Allahumma ja'alna min al-mu'mineen. May Allah make us from those who truly believe. I really enjoyed coming here. I know it's really hot in here. Again, I won't quote the ayah, but you can think of it. Inshallah, on your own. I wish we had more time to spend with each other also. I do ask you to make dua, especially for my family, my parents, my children, all 6 of them. Alhamdulillah. Yes, I have 6. 4 daughters and 2 sons. Alhamdulillah. And I make dua for my wife. She's a trooper. You know, because Allah knows, I can do anything. I can do anything. I can talk to this crowd. I can't control 6 kids. Okay, not for 10 minutes, I die. So, you know, make dua for her. If you take anything back from this session today, inshallah ta'ala, start with yourself and start with your family. And start by being the best you can be to them. And inshallah, everything, the bigger things I talked about today, they will start coming into place. Whoa. That means I should stop, right? That's what that means. Thank you so much for listening carefully and being patient with me. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha. Okay, don't get up. Hey. He's got to make announcements. They're very patient. These guys put it together. I just came here.